I truly don't know what I'm gonna do. To be honest, I'm a little scared, dude. Like, this is weird. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I don't think I ever would have done this had I known. Alright, welcome into this week's video, guys. We are at one of the parts I've been most excited for this Europe trip. We are hiking up to the Eagle's Nest, or the Kehlstein in German. It's in the Berchtesgaden or Obersalzberg area of Germany. Very, very southern Bavaria. Almost in Austria, like just like a kilometer away. And it's beautiful. It's part of where The Sound of Music was filmed, and it's just these endless beautiful peaks that you hear about here in Bavaria and why it's so famous and popular. It's about a 2.5 to 3 hour train ride out of Munich. It's not too bad though, unless it's super crowded like the train we were on today. The train will take you to the town of Berchtesgaden, and then you need to take bus 838 from Berchtesgaden to Obersalzberg. It's about a 7-minute bus drive or about an hour walk. You can do whatever you want. And then from there, most people will pay 22 euros and take the bus up and down to the Eagle's Nest, and you take an elevator up. So it sounds like kind of a cool experience, but I've obviously elected to hike and met a cool friend, Simon from Sweden.
Simon from Sweden. And I also like hiking. I think it's the better option.
So we're out here doing that today. It says it takes 4 hours, but tell them what you saw.
It's probably not that long. After we'd walked for 5 minutes, it said that we had gotten half an hour from the signs. And then when we walked 15 minutes, it said that there was 3 hours left. We're doing it on a quarter time.
We'll drag you along. We're gonna see some cool stuff. I'm gonna stay overnight here, so make sure you see all the cool spots in this area. But we're gonna move on with the hike. Alright, and after about 3.5 miles, you'll get to, not the top, but like a little lookout point.
Yeah.
Pretty though. I mean, you can walk right up and beautiful views. You can see forever. Glorious. Picturesque. Looks just like the movies. There's a bathroom and stuff there. And that's where you can pay to go to the Eagle's Nest and take the elevator up. There's 28 euros for both ways, or 22 euros for a one-way trip. But the sign says we only got like 20 or 30 more minutes. We're close.
We are.
Ah.
We're doing it.
Huzzah! It's cool though, I was up there. There's this little bird that landed right there. It's like 2 feet away from me. Catch ya at the top. Alright, made it to the top. An hour and 45 minutes of moving time. Probably about 2 hours with the recording stops. Get to the top and they have the Kehlstein, or the Eagle's Nest. It was built in 1938, and popular to contrary belief from what I read on some of the things is it actually was not a present for Hitler for his 50th birthday party, but this existed before, and it was like a tea house that they brought up. It was kind of kept secret. It was only for like the elite of Germany at that time, because it was a beautiful special place to Germany for long before that, and it will continue to be a beautiful retreat. But it has since been turned into one of the most visited destinations. They have a little restaurant and beer garden on the top, sponsored by the Hofbräuhaus. So you can come up here, have a little meal, get some German beer if that's what you're into. We had some good little lunch. We had a open ham sandwich and a lemonade, and then Simon had a goulash that looked pretty good as well. And then he actually had to take off, going back to Munich today. So we waved goodbye and he's hiking back down, but we're gonna keep on hiking. We're gonna keep doing some stuff and stick around and hang out in the mountains further on behind the Kehlstein. They have just a bunch of hiking trails that you can wander and go roam about. So what we're gonna do, our place to stay is about an hour walk away, supposedly. I'm gonna go find it and see how it goes. Dude, this part of this trail looks exactly like the beginning of Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers. This looks exactly like what Frodo and Sam were wandering through with Gollum. This is turning into some real Angel's Landing kind of stuff. Going down all these hikes, these massive drop-offs. So if you guys find this after I fall, he starts having fun. Looks relatively safe. They've done a lot here. They have these little Austrian flags painted so you can find your way. I don't know if I'd call this a trail, but it works. So, the hike is beautiful. Super rocky, a lot more than I expected. Google lied. Should have taken an hour. This is not a regular trail. The cool thing is it looks like I'm about to enter some Jedi temple. See how this goes. This should be interesting. There's little metal rings dug in and a handhold. So you guys remember that Angel's Landing video? And there's a sheer drop on one side and a sheer drop on the other. Well, I'm here again. Somehow this feels a little more scary, but we'll see. This has got to be on the list of most sketchy stuff I've ever done, if not the number one. But I do feel alive. Safe to say, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. This is intense. Google said take an hour. We're about an hour and a half in. Google says we have 40 minutes left. This is crazy. It's an adventure. Hopefully most of the sketchy stuff's behind us. Cause woo, man. Once in a lifetime opportunity though, I tell you that. I signed up to stay at this place. Did not realize this was gonna be the trail. I don't know what I've gotten myself into, but adventure waits. I got in a little bit over my head. That's the eagle's nest. And I've come all the way across. And there's still more to go. Alright, been hiking now. Left the Kehlstein probably 3 hours ago. So I got up here and there's one of the directional posts to the Kehlstein where I came from. It says 2 hours. And then to the Purtschellerhaus, the place I'm supposed to be staying, it says 2 hours. Sun's getting kind of low, about 8:42. I think I can see it down there, but I truly don't know what I'm gonna do. Been quite the experience. To be honest, I'm a little scared, dude. Like, this is weird. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I don't think I ever would have done this had I known. But here we are. Alright, decision was made. I had a little bit of a panic attack up here. You know, to be real with you guys, like, this is pretty scary. So, decision was made. It's already getting darker. We're gonna try and make a run for the place that we're trying to stay. It's the closest option. I don't want to go back through that stuff. Hopefully this is easier. Godspeed. Alright, check-in time, story time. So I was making my way down. It's getting darker and darker. I ran across these two German guys. I spoke a little bit of mixed German, so they were nice enough to kind of help me, show me the way. And then one of them actually gave me a headlamp because I didn't have one, so that was super nice of him. And then I started making my way down. It just gets darker and darker. I'm exhausted. I had to like stop once or twice and just keep going. I was exhausted. I was sweaty from the whole day, just moving. Felt dehydrated. That eventually got to here, the Purtschellerhaus that I stayed in, the hiking hut, and that was at like 10:15. It was dark, I was freezing, I was tired, I felt dehydrated. Checked in, the guy was nice, gave me a glass of water, and then tried to sleep and did okay, but there was another guy that came through as I was getting in. He was asking me questions, saying, you came up from the mountain like at night? Like, what time did you leave? After all that, he said, you're lucky. And I felt lucky. Like, that was some pretty gnarly stuff. So because I was in such a hurry and I was moving quick, I didn't take any footage because I felt like my life and safety was more important than content, but I did take a couple pictures, so I'll put those up here for you. Man, life gets scary, but you just gotta do what you can and be careful. But here we are. So we're gonna take it a bit easier today. Go see the Konigssee and call it a day, but we got a little bit of hiking to do back down before we get there. Oh, I don't think I mentioned, the place I stayed was in Austria. Now we're just entering back into Germany through the most harsh international border. Alright, so once you get back to the Berchtesgaden Bahnhof, you're going to stay there and find another bus. They have timetables everywhere. I ended up taking the 841. It took me to the Konigssee. You walk down through this little street. It's kind of cute. They've got different little shops and stuff, so you can get like the traditional Bavarian lederhosen and stuff. And then you get down to the ticket station and you take this little e-boat. It's an electric boat. You can either do 25 euros for the whole way or 20 euros to get to St. Bartholomew's, this little church that they have in the middle of the Konigssee. There's no motorcraft, it's all electronic motorcraft if it is, so it's like kept super pristine. And there's like a beer garden and a little restaurant cafe and stuff here. There's a little path you can kind of walk along the lake. You're here during the right season. There's some people out kind of just, I don't even know if wading is the right word, but getting their feet wet. So I decided to take a few steps out. It's nice and cool, it's not too cold, but it's nice after a crazy day hiking. So the Konigssee is awesome. It's super relaxing, super peaceful. Definitely put it on your itinerary when you come to Bavaria. It's right next to the Kehlstein, the Eagle's Nest, so you might be able to do it in one day. And if you guys are interested in any of the hiking gear that I lugged up that mountain and back that I was carrying with me, or the cameras I use, I got Amazon links down below. So check those out if you're looking for anything. And if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see anything more, just click the little subscribe button. We've got some good stuff coming up. We're going to the Zugspitze, which is the tallest mountain in Germany. Hopefully do some paddleboarding in the IBC in Germany. So got some good stuff coming up. So just click subscribe. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and it'll be a fun summer. With how this video went, I needed to stay positive, and so this goes out to two of the most positive people that I know, Scott and Kelly Schwindeman. Thank you so much for your kind donations and support for the channel. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Love you guys so much. Changing my life forever. So with that being said, remember to get out there, go follow your dreams, chase after them, do what it takes to get there, and go create the world.